Sejanus is what I consider to be the moral compass or the heart of the film. He is originally from District 2 and was able to move with his family to the capital after his father came into a good deal of money. And yeah, so I think he knows, tributes being plucked out of the districts. He has a real soft spot for that because he comes from the districts. He's a peer of Coriolanus Snow. They have a bit of a relationship. They're friends with one another, or at least Sejanus values his friendship. I mean, Coriolanus, it's kind of up for you to decide how he feels about Sejanus. But yeah, he really values that relationship, and I think he really, really tries to get Coriolanus to do good. He's got a big heart, to a fault, I think, at certain times. How passionate Sejanus is about changing the world that he lives in. I really liked that. And, I always have a soft spot for characters who, everybody is so accustomed to the status quo and the way that things go, regardless of how totally messed up it might be. And then, you have the outliers that we kind of need in this world that are like, this is not right. Regardless of how many people are telling me that this is the way that things are supposed to go, like, this is not right. And I really admire those kinds of people. And Sejanus is one of those people, and I think that really drew me to him. Yeah, I mean, I have good things to say about everybody in this cast. I mean, you know, I got to spend so much time with everybody, and Tom and Rachel specifically, we were kind of like, we were together an awful lot. We got to explore together, kind of go out together, and see Germany together, and they're just amazing, very, very special people to me. I think Jason is the funniest guy I think I've ever met. He's the best. I can't wait for you guys to see him be Lucky Flickerman. He's legitimately the funniest guy alive. Um, I mean, Peter's incredible. Every time he would do a take, he would play. Like, he really would play with the dialogue and with inflections and stuff. He was able to do this thing that I admire so much in actors, where you say all the same words in the monologue. You have a big monologue. You say the whole monologue. You have to do it over and over and over again because it's film. And each time you do it, there's little bits and pieces that you kind of tweak your tonality, and it has such a different subtext. It has like a completely different meaty energy that just has like slightly different color. And Peter would always give like something really interesting, and you never did the same take twice. It was awesome. I loved watching him do that. Viola is Viola. I mean, she's amazing. She came in and was legitimately so crisp. My jaw dropped because I'm sure you've seen, bits and pieces of the trailer. She's got this whole thing going on. And when I first saw her come up for like the speech at the reaping, my jaw legitimately dropped. I was like, I got real goosebumps. It was very crazy. It was quite intense. I love Francis Lawrence. I'm sure you've heard this from a ton of other people in the cast, but he's so incredible at being collaborative with his actors, and really making us feel like we can bring ourselves and our ideas to the roles, which is so gratifying to feel like you have a hand in creating these characters with the director. It really is like, that's what film is. It's a collaboration of a bunch of people, and Francis, I think, really, really has that in him. And he just like makes incredible decisions. I mean, he has such a good big picture mentality of like how things should look aesthetically, coloring. He's an amazing director. Yeah, man, I love to mess with Tom because he was so. I mean, he's amazing. Like he was a very dedicated guy. And there was this scene where my mom gives me cookies and then I give them to Coriolanus, and it's meant to be like a moment where I'm like, here, I can't give you anything, but I can give you this, in an effort to kind of make him feel better about something that was happening. And they gave me real cookies to put in this little box that I was meant to give to him. Unfortunately, the cookies were really good. So I would get the cookies, and then he would give me back the box in between each set. And he was like, the box would get lighter and lighter, and then he would look at me and he'd be like, "Are there crumbs on your face?" Because I was, in between takes, I would just eat the cookies. They were really good. The cookies weren't on camera, so I would eat them, Otherwise, they get stale. They were delicious. Whoever baked those cookies, I mean. I think thematically, it's so poignant. I mean, it's got a. It just has so much heart, and as how do I put this? It's like it takes place before the Hunger Games, were such a polished, spectacular, event that it ends up being in the original trilogy. And I think because of that, there's this kind of added grit to it, and there's these added stakes and tension that kind of like throughout a good portion of the movie, is present. It's incredible. I think they're going to love the entire film.